All right, you guys, we're just gonna get right into it. Got the tow truck running and got a couple cars we're gonna junk today. I've had a lot of people message me, ask like how you're supposed to load a car on a wheel lift, how you tow auction cars that have damage. So without further ado, I'm just gonna throw you on the GoPro and I'm just gonna load up 2 cars and we'll go as we go. All right. So first things first, I'm gonna load up that crash car on the bed and then we're gonna put that Corolla on the wheel lift. Truck's a little messy, so don't judge. Get the PTO on, drop the air, and then we'll idle up. My lock's a little loose here, so I gotta fix that. So this has been the temporary fix until I find more time. Otherwise the winch would just keep, you know, unlocking and locking. Really no good points to get this car by due to the damage, but luckily we're able to still connect to the factory tow points. We'll do that on both sides. And last time I loaded this, it went horribly, so we'll see how she goes this time. Snatch block it is. So this right here is a snatch block. If you guys don't have one, highly recommend. This is a Mytee, M-Y-T-E-E. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Comes in handy. I use it multiple times a day, especially doing stuff like this. Real easy to set up. That's it. Drag the car over this way some more. As you can tell, once the snatch block's taken off, and we start winching, the car pulls to the passenger side, so we'll favor it to the driver's side right now so it straightens out afterwards. And we don't want it to slide down. Parking brake's already on. We'll grab a wheel chock, which usually doesn't work well while it's on the steel deck, but we'll try. It'll at least only move back a tiny bit, if anything, so. There we go. Now we'll quickly get that out of the way. See, she's straightening-ish, right back out. Now this car we're just gonna junk chain because it's not important. It's very, very messy, very nice. Love getting that all over my bed. So it's not on there the most even, but you know, it is what it is. These are going to the scrap yard anyways, because right down the road, not too important. Right to the control arm, right here. Now, this isn't the best way to tie down a vehicle, but again, it's junk. I would never do this with a customer car. If anything, I do this with trucks and still add straps. Make sure we're on the control arm. Well, again, only something we would do for scrap cars. Make sure this is tight enough. Try to go one more, just like that. That's it. We'll tighten these up. The wheel chock back. And the winch is not made to be form of a hold down. If you were to get a hydraulic leak, this would loosen up. So the correct way to do this would be to throw down, you know, the winch, 2 chains, and add a strap. But again, we're going to the scrap yard right down the road, so I'm not too worried. That custom New England bodywork right there. Gotta love it. We're gonna leave these up here for now, and this we'll just put in another junk car. Very messy. Alright, now we're going to get set up to back up so we can connect to that car. There, back up. We're going to turn on our backup camera, which really doesn't work well when the wheel lift is up anyways, but that's fine. Now when you're backing up to a car that you're going to load up on the wheel lift, you just want to try to make it as even as possible to the width of the deck. You might not be able to see it, but I used the hook points in the rear to line up. So you can see the car's just about wide enough to fit in between both those outer hook points all the way on the rear of the deck. and the car is at an angle as well, so we got to make sure we hook up to it good enough so it goes down the street straight. Because I might not care too much about the car on the deck, but the car that's touching the road, we do care about. We do never want to put any other people in any danger. All right, so that's decent enough. So we'll turn the PTO on, load back up. So we might have to back up one more time, but we'll see. We got to lower the wheel lift to get our wheel grids out, our L arms. Now some trucks have L arms, some trucks have wheel grids, which is this, just has a scoop on the bottom. So we're gonna lower this down. We drop it out a little bit. We'll be able to see a little bit better with our camera, and we're gonna back up some more. PTO back off, high idle off, and as you can see, we're doing a little bit better this time around, backing up, being able to see where we're at. All right, now one of my arms is always a little sticky. I gotta grease it up, but until I find the energy or motivation to do that, this is my grease. So once you're set up here, you want to make sure the steering wheel is straight. Front wheel drive car, so we're going to tow this from the front. I locked the steering wheel anyways, even though, you know, once it's in the arms it's going to get locked, but just so it doesn't move around while you're loading it up, use the seat belt if it'll reach. Manual seat. I'll load that up and then drop the seat back. It's already in neutral. You can put it in park. Parking brake will need to be down. We'll throw it in park. On a front wheel drive car, if I'm loading it from the front, I like to leave it in park. If anything happens, if it hits the road, something breaks in your truck, it's not just going to be in neutral and keep going. It'll be in park and it'll slide to a halt. So we'll get our grids out. You want to line this up to the sidewall of the tire. It takes a couple adjustments, but we'll get it close enough, trying to avoid getting soaked. Now this is the one that's always stuck, so we'll loosen that up. Yep, she don't want to move, so sorry for the noise. Now, we will bring that in a little further, drop it down some more, finishing getting it up close to the tire. Now, that's just touching it. I like it being a little bit further out. So, good enough. Now we'll get this L arm in here. All right. You want to be able to have this as close to the tire as possible. Try to figure out where the next drop hole is for that lock. Don't think it's... yeah, that'll work. Get the other side set up. See, now it's too far in. Or too far out, so let's get it back in. Set this up. All right, get it in a little more. All right, now we're good. Pick that car up. Now we're up. So one thing to note on these front wheel drive cars, obviously you got the transmission and the engine, everything right there. So you want to have these as tight as possible, so you can be as low as possible to the car. So when this car bounces, the oil pan transmission could hit these if you were closer. You know, if you were higher up on the tire, picking it up here, you'd be like right here. We don't want that. All right, parking brakes down. Make sure the rear tires do have air. That one will need some more air. So we're gonna drive the truck out a little bit, get into a little more of an open space, finish hooking everything up. Turn the PTO back on, and we will be needing this light and this as well. I always turn my hazards on to make sure the rear tow light is reading. This is a tow mate. If you work for a towing company, they should have plenty of these, one in every truck for this reason. Turn it on. This is the wireless connector. Not a fan of running the wired lights. You got to route a 20-foot harness over this car all the way from the back through here, connected to here. Not worth it. So as you see, it's turning on. Both should start blinking because our hazards are on. That's it. Now this functions as a brake light. If I hit my brakes, that'll flash left turn signal, it'll turn on, right turn signal, it'll turn on. So we're gonna tire up a little bit more. We'll finish strapping this all down and then we'll be good to go. Every tow truck should also have a jump pack. I like JNC jump and carry 660s. Some people like other ones. I don't care about their opinions. I know what works. This right here, I have this same unit every single one of my trucks for instances like this. So we'll get this tire aired up. Got this at a local AutoZone. I know people will ask. Well, let's hope this will thread right on. There we go. All right. Now what's nice is if you don't have the jump pack, your jump pack dies. This is long enough where you can hook it up to the battery of your towed vehicle if it's not dead. You can also recharge these on the battery of a running vehicle such as the tow truck by just hooking it up to the battery cable. That's it. So we'll let that air up while we strap down. So these are our wheel lift straps. I got all these from D&G Supply, David Gomez. I'll link his store in the description as well. Great guy to deal with. He'll reply to you at 1 a.m. if you message him asking for something. Overall, great dude. Next day shipping. I believe he's located in Texas. But again, it's real nice to know guys like him that just like helping everyone out. So these go into the L arm right here. It's a J-hook ratchet, and we just go around the tire, help hold the vehicle down. And we'll loop this around. just so she doesn't flop around. Bring it right back through the handle, and that side is good. Now we'll get the other side, check up on our tire. Still airing up. Sure we're not hitting anything that will break the strap. Now you want to have the strap kind of high up, because remember, you want to be pulling the tire down. So you don't want the strap here just pulling it sideways. You want the strap at the top of the tire, kind of like 10 and 2, like you hold the steering wheel, so it'll pull it down. Okay, throw that right through the handle. And we are good. And we got a light out. Not good. Guess I know what I'm doing when we get back. Oh well. Alright, now the last thing to do is set up our J hooks. I mean our safety chains. Now safety chains are required. Real nice design here. There we go. Now you can wrap this around really anywhere. See if this fits in here. It doesn't, because you know, of course. So doesn't really matter. I like to go to the control arm just because it's, you know, an actual structural part. You go to a tie rod or something, it can pop out. So we'll hook that up. And it's a little crooked. All right, we'll go to the next link. We'll lock it. Run our chain just like this. Now you want to make sure there's enough slack in here, so as you turn the vehicle, the slack will come out, give you room to turn, but you also don't want it loose enough where it's dragging on the ground. So we'll go check the tire. Looks like it's doing a little better. We'll let it air up a tiny bit more. Throw our other safety chain on. Same thing. Go to the control arm. Okay. Just like that. Get our chain up in these hooks. Don't want these falling out. And then we will put this up, match it to that, just like that. We'll let this cool down, because it does get hot, so I don't like putting it back in the plastic immediately. Let it cool down just a little bit. Alright, we'll put this away. Shut our toolbox. All right. Throw the extra slack of this chain right down in this pocket. Don't want it resting. Look at that, getting covered in fluid, real nice. Let's get this put away. Can't tell you how many times I've used this. You wouldn't know how many times you go to pick up a car, junk car, auction car, and it's sitting on flats or one tire's low. Once you get a vehicle on the wheel lift and all the weight's transferred to the tires on the road, you'll figure out what tires are low real quick. Messy toolbox, got to clean that too. Now let's get this car to a position where we want it. So we're gonna have to adjust the safety chains again, because once we push the car out, as you see, the safety chains are gonna get tight. So that's a good area. I mean, you can bring it in some, but it doesn't matter. Safety chains out a little bit, a little bit more. You want to be doing this on flat ground. If the car's turned or you're on a hill or anything, second you hit flat ground, the safety chains will move. So that's it, we're hooked up. We got our car connected to the wheel lift, strapped down to the L arms, got our safety chains and our rear tow light so people know what is going on. Both tires aired up, and we are good to go. So real quick video, hopefully you guys learned something, and any other questions or anything else you guys want to see. I know this was a real quick video, but got to bring these to the scrap yard, trying to clean up the lot before it gets covered in snow. So all right guys, until the next one.